My wife called me while I was at work. She said SHE had just inherited millions and told me to pack my things and get out of her house. When I got home, divorce papers were already waiting for me. I smiled, SIGNED, and said, "Good luck." She thought she'd won. SHE had no idea what her uncle had left in his will or what I've been hiding from her. My name is Henry Lane. I'm 52 years old, and I own a precision machining shop in northern Ohio. For the past 28 years, I've been cutting metal. The tolerances are measured in thousandths of an inch. When you work with that level of precision, you learn that small details matter. A measurement off by a fraction can ruin an entire piece. I wish I'd applied that same attention to detail to my marriage. The phone call came on a Tuesday afternoon. I was in the shop checking a run of aerospace components for a defense contractor. The machines hummed around me, a steady rhythm I'd known for decades. My phone vibrated against my hip, cutting through the noise. I pulled it out and saw Brandy's name on the screen. I stepped away from the machines and answered. "Hey, what's up?" Her voice came through crystal clear, and there was something in her tone I'd never heard before. Not anger, not sadness. "Victory, I just inherited millions, Henry," Brandy said. No hello, no build-up, straight to the point. "Pack your things and get out of my house." I stood there in my shop, surrounded by the machines I'd built my business on, and felt the world tilt sideways. Around me, two of my guys were working on a lathe, completely unaware that my life was imploding. "What are you talking about?" I asked. Keeping my voice steady, "Uncle Raymond's estate finally cleared," she said. "Everything's official. The attorney called me this morning, so I'm telling you now, pack your stuff and get out, today." I glanced at the clock on the wall. 2:15 p.m. "Brandy, we need to talk about this." "There's nothing to talk about," she replied. "I'll be at the house at 6. "I expect you gone by then." The line went dead. I stood there for a moment, phone still in my hand, and felt something settle into place. Not panic, not even surprise. Just a cold, clear understanding that the woman I'd married 27 years ago had been replaced by someone I no longer recognized. What Brandy didn't know was that I'd gotten a call of my own 2 weeks earlier. Raymond Mitchell, her uncle, had called me from hospice. His voice was weak, but his mind was sharp as ever. "Henry," he said, "I need to tell you something about the will. There are protections in place for you. Brandy doesn't know about them yet. When she finds out about the inheritance, she's going to make a move. Be ready." I asked him what he meant, but he just coughed and said, "You'll see, just trust the process." And Henry, document everything. So when Brandy's call came, I wasn't blindsided. I was prepared. I left the shop at 5, telling my foreman I had a family emergency. The drive home took 20 minutes, and I used every second to think. Raymond had warned me. He'd seen something in his niece that I'd been too close to notice. And whatever he'd put in that will was about to matter a lot. The house was lit up when I pulled into the driveway, every light blazing. Like she was staging a scene. I walked through the front door and found Brandy standing in the living room, dressed like she was heading to a business meeting. On the dining table sat a folder, papers arranged neatly. "You're actually here," she said, almost disappointed. "You told me to come home," I replied. She gestured toward the table. "Sign the papers." Divorce petition, separation agreement, property division. My attorney drew them up this afternoon. Sign them and go. I opened the folder. The documents looked official at first glance, but I've dealt with paperwork my whole career. No court stamps, no case numbers, no notarization. Just printed pages on expensive paper. "Who's your attorney?" I asked. "That's not your concern," Brandy said. "Just sign." I picked up the pen and looked at her, really looked at her. The woman I'd built a life with, the mother of my 2 daughters. All I saw now was cold calculation. I signed where she indicated. Then I set the pen down, pulled out my phone, and photographed every page. "What are you doing?" she snapped. "Documenting," I said. I went to the bedroom and packed a bag, clothes, medication, documents. Laptop, everything I needed. When I came back out, Brandy was on her phone, not even trying to hide the call. "Yes, he's leaving now," she said. "Everything's going exactly as planned." I stopped at the door and turned back. She was watching me, waiting for me to break, to beg, to show weakness. Instead, I smiled. Small. Quiet, good luck, Brandy, I said. Then I walked out. I checked into a Hampton Inn off Route 30, the kind of place that asks no questions and has cameras everywhere. Security wasn't paranoia anymore. It was common sense. The room was clean and anonymous. Exactly what I needed. I set my bag down, opened my laptop, and heard Raymond's words again. Document everything. I started with the bank accounts. Brandy and I had always kept our finances joint, checking, savings, everything. I trusted her with it while I focused on the shop. I logged into our main account and scrolled through the transactions. At first, everything looked normal. Mortgage, utilities, groceries. Then I went further back. 6 months, a year, 2 years. That's when I saw them. Small transfers, $500 here, $800 there. Always to an account I didn't recognize. The account holder was listed as Patricia Reeves, Brandy's mother. My hands tightened on the laptop as I kept scrolling, my stomach sinking with every new discovery. The transfers went back 7 years. 7 years of steady, systematic theft. Some months, it was just a few $100s. Other months, several thousand. I opened a spreadsheet and started adding it up. The total came to $243,000, nearly $250,000 taken from our joint accounts. Transferred into her mother's name and hidden from me for 7 years. Money I'd earned with my hands and my business, siphoned away while I trusted her to manage the household. I leaned back in the cheap hotel chair and felt something cold settle in my chest. This wasn't impulsive. This wasn't a decision made in anger. Brandy had been planning this for years. The inheritance was just her excuse to pull the trigger. I took screenshots of every transaction, making sure the dates and amounts were clearly visible. Then I started checking other accounts, credit cards, investment accounts, even our business line of credit. That's when I found the second thing, an email notification sitting in my spam folder, dated 3 days earlier. From our health insurance company, request to remove Christopher Henry Lane from family policy, pending review. I clicked it open. Brandy had contacted Blue Shield Medical 3 days before her phone call. She told them we were already separated and requested that I be removed from our family health insurance immediately. I have type 2 diabetes. I've been managing it for 8 years with medication that costs $750 a month without insurance. Brandy knew this. She'd been with me to every doctor's appointment. She tried to strip my health coverage before telling me about the inheritance. If she'd succeeded, I would have been facing a medical crisis on top of everything else. My prescriptions would have run out in 2 weeks. My blood sugar would have been uncontrolled. I could have ended up in the emergency room. This wasn't just betrayal. This was calculated cruelty. I took screenshots of the insurance email. Then opened my inbox and started a new message to Tom Patterson, the attorney I'd used when I incorporated the shop 15 years ago. I attached everything, photos of the fake divorce papers, bank statements, insurance notifications. The subject line was simple: need immediate consultation regarding divorce and financial fraud. I hit send and checked the time. 8:30 p.m. My phone had been buzzing with texts from Brandy, but I hadn't looked at them. Now I opened the message thread, 7:00 p.m. Don't think you can fight this. I have lawyers. 7:15. You always were weak. This is better for both of us. 7:30. Answer me. 7:40. Fine, be that way. You'll regret ignoring me. 8:00 p.m. My attorney will be contacting you tomorrow. I took screenshots of all of it. Then I typed a single response. All communication should go through my attorney. I'll provide contact information tomorrow. Her reply came within seconds. You can't afford an attorney. I set the phone down without responding. Let her think whatever she wanted. Raymond had warned me this was coming, and he'd clearly had his reasons. Tomorrow I'd find out exactly what protections he'd put in place. My phone rang. It was Mia, my older daughter. I answered immediately. Dad. Her voice was tight with worry. What's going on? Mom called me saying you moved out. She's talking about inheritance and lawyers. What's happening? I sat on the edge of the hotel bed and chose my words carefully. Your mom and I are having some serious problems, honey. I'm staying at a hotel for now. But whatever happens between your mother and me, it doesn't change anything between you girls and me. She said you left her, Mia said, her voice sharpening. She said you couldn't handle her success. That stung, but I kept my voice steady. That's not what happened. When things settle down, I'll explain everything. But right now, I need to ask you something. Did your mom ever mention anything about your medical school loans? There was a pause. She said she'd help me with them once the inheritance cleared. What? I said quietly. How much do you still owe? About $180,000, Mia said. I'm in my second year. It's a lot, Dad. I was counting on that help. My stomach dropped. Brandy was already using money as leverage against her own daughter. Worry about it, I said. We'll figure something out. Dad, you don't have that kind of money, Mia said. The shop does okay, but not medical school. Let me worry about that, I told her. You focus on your studies. I love you, Mia. After we hung up, I sat alone in the quiet hotel room, feeling the full weight of it all. Brandy wasn't just going after me. She was positioning herself to control our daughters through money. My phone buzzed again. An email from Tom Patterson. Can meet tomorrow at 9:00 a.m. This looks serious. Bring all documentation. I replied, confirming the appointment, then tried to sleep. It didn't come easy. The next morning, I arrived at Tom's office 15 minutes early. He'd been practicing family law for 30 years, and his office reflected it. Tom's office looked exactly like you'd expect. Shelves of legal books, neatly stacked files, and a face that had seen every version of divorce imaginable. Henry, he said, shaking my hand. Sit down and walk me through everything. I spent 40 minutes laying it all out. The phone call, the fake divorce papers, the stolen money, the insurance cancellation. Tom took notes, his expression growing darker with each detail. And her uncle warned you? He asked. Raymond Mitchell. He called from hospice 2 weeks before he died. Said there were protections in the will. Tom leaned back. The estate hearing is tomorrow at 10 a.m. You're listed as a required attendee. Me? That's what we're going to find out, he said. From what you've told me, Raymond knew exactly what his niece was capable of. The next afternoon, we went to the probate office. Brandy was already there with a sharply dressed woman, her attorney. When she saw me, her face hardened. What are you doing here? I was invited, I said. Mr. Lane was specifically requested, Tom added. Inside the conference room, Mrs. Delgado, the probate officer, opened the file. Mrs. Lane, you are the primary beneficiary of an estate valued at approximately $1.2 million. Brandy relaxed until Mrs. Delgado continued. The estate includes 3 rental properties. Tenants may not be evicted or have rents increased beyond CPI for 5 years. Brandy's smile faded. Additionally, Mrs. Delgado said, looking at me, Mr. Lane has been appointed observer and compliance officer. Any major estate decisions must be documented and verified by him during the 18-month administrative period. That's insane, Brandy snapped. He's not family. Mr. Mitchell was very clear, Mrs. Delgado replied. He also prohibited using estate assets to force a spouse from a shared home without legal process and support. The room went silent, then my phone buzzed. A text from an unknown number. Your wife listed your home for sale last night. Buyer submitted a $50,000 deposit and wants to sign today. Tom showed it to Mrs. Delgado. The hearing was immediately adjourned and the unauthorized sale documented. We rushed to the realtor's office. The buyer turned out to be Judge Malcolm Sterling, a retired federal judge. Tom explained everything and showed probate documentation. The judge listened quietly, then turned to the realtor. Did you verify her authority to sell? Silence. I'll expect my deposit back within 48 hours, the judge said, and I'll be reporting this. That night, my younger daughter Emily called. She met Brandy and secretly recorded the conversation. I listened as Brandy mocked me, admitted she'd planned this for years, and said she'd control Mia through her medical school debt. When the recording ended, Emily's voice shook. "Dad, I'm on your side." The next morning, Tom listened to the recording. "This changes everything," he said. "It proves premeditation and financial manipulation. Can we use it? Ohio is a one-party consent state. It's admissible." My phone buzzed. "Mia, Dad," she said quietly. "Emily sent me the recording. I've been listening all night. Sorry you had to hear that." "No," she said firmly. "I needed to. I needed to know who she really is," Mia said. "Dad, I'm done. I don't care about the medical school money. I'll take more loans. I'll work 3 jobs. I'm choosing you." After we hung up, I felt proud and broken at the same time. Tom cleared his throat. "There's something else. Your Uncle Raymond left a package addressed to you. Inside the envelope were unsent letters, written over 12 years. In them, Raymond described seeing Brandy with another man, then later identifying him as Derek Chandler, my best friend. In his final letter, written 3 weeks before his death, Raymond warned that Brandy had tried to change the will while he was medicated. He refused and added every protection he could for me. Then Tom pointed to one more document, a blood type chart from Emily's birth. "Brandy, and me, oh Emily, impossible. Emily wasn't my biological daughter." "I need a test," I said. Tom nodded. "But think carefully. Emily just chose you over money. She doesn't need this right now." He was right. Biology didn't change who she was to me. 3 days later, everything shifted again. I got a call from Titanium Aerospace Industries offering me a director-level position. $170,000 salary, bonuses, full benefits, relocation to Colorado. A once-in-a-career opportunity. I realized then why I'd never told Brandy about it. Now it was mine alone. That same night, Brandy filed for a restraining order, accusing me of abuse and submitting photos of bruises. Tom was calm. "Do you have an alibi?" "I've been in a hotel for 4 days. Cameras everywhere." In court the next day, Tom presented hotel footage, receipts, and work timestamps proving I couldn't have been near her. The judge denied the restraining order and warned Brandy about filing false claims. As we left, Tom said quietly, "That lie just destroyed her credibility." That evening, I called Patricia Voss back. "I'm very interested in the position," I said. "Mia told me she'd found a program at the University of Colorado that would cover most of her remaining tuition. If I get in, I'll be close to you, Dad," she said. "I'm not staying near her. Colorado feels right." At dinner, Emily reached for my hand. "I know about the DNA test," she said quietly. "Tom's assistant accidentally copied me. I saw the results." I froze. "It doesn't change anything," I said. "You're my daughter." "I know," she said, tears in her eyes. "You raised me, you're my dad." "That's never going to change," Mia smiled. "We're a family, the 3 of us, that's what matters." 8 months later, I stood in my Denver apartment, the Rockies stretched out in the distance. Colorado had been good to me. The job at Titanium Aerospace was challenging, the pay life-changing, and the life I'd built felt solid and honest. Mia had been accepted to the University of Colorado School of Medicine and was thriving. Emily visited monthly while finishing her degree in Ohio. That night, I walked into Mia's apartment to find both of them arguing cheerfully over dinner, music playing, the room warm with normal life. After dinner, they told me they'd organized a small celebration. A thank you. The following weekend, we gathered at a Mountain View restaurant. Tom flew in. A few colleagues came. Even my neighbor showed up. Mia raised her glass. 8 months ago, my dad's life fell apart, she said. But he didn't lose himself. He showed us that integrity is what you do when everything goes wrong. Emily stood next. "A father is DNA. It's the man who shows up every day. Thank you for always showing up for us." When I finally spoke, I said, "I just refuse to let someone else's betrayal change who I am." I held on to what mattered, my daughters and my self-respect. Tom raised his glass. "To Henry Lane. A man who won by refusing to play dirty." Later that night, driving home through quiet Denver streets, I realized something. I hadn't lost a life. I'd traded one built on lies for one built on truth. Brandy had tried to destroy me. Instead, she'd set